everybody, this is Taff with another Taff's Word coming in. Right, usually I do it immediately after a game to sort of discuss the game itself and critique it or praise it or whatever, you know. It was really difficult to quite find the words to talk about that game. Well, it's difficult now even. I mean, I've had a few days to think about it. And it's such a shame that for 3 games in a row, we've been in the lead. Technically, we've dropped 7 points from winning positions in the last 3 games. 7 points would have seen us in 5th place right now, but instead we're in 10th. And they're the fine margins in this league that can leave you at the top end of the table and at the bottom end of the table. Not taking your chances, not killing games off, falling asleep at the back. And that's all something that we're particularly guilty of at the moment. There's talk of Flinney losing the dressing room. Well, I'm not going to start panicking that much right now. End of the day, Flinney's a great manager. He's got the team playing together. He's got the club together. Unfortunately, there are things off the field that are sort of destabilising what we've achieved as a fan base this season, as a club as well. I mean, the board of directors continue to get pelters, you know, and at the end of the day, they're volunteering their services to the club. But no matter how, it's the kind of thing they'll never get any credit for doing something good. The only time they ever get any attention is the negative attention when people feel they've done something wrong. You got people scaremongering and trying to say that the club is in financial difficulty. People even going to the point of that they're starting to ask fans who they'll start supporting when they came to go out of business in a few months. I think it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous things to say. How do you respond to that? But the thing is, and when you try telling them, you know, that they're wrong, well, not so much that they're wrong, when you start questioning them, they start saying, convince me that we're not in financial trouble. I'm thinking, well, no, you brought the subject up, so it's up to you to convince people that you're right. You know, you don't just make a statement without any facts and then twist it on the people who are actually questioning you for them to prove you wrong. No, you bring it. If you bring it up, you have the facts to be proving yourself right. That's the way I see it. And it comes on. I've mentioned the board of directors are volunteers, constantly getting pelters. There are other volunteers at the moment who are getting pelters. If it isn't volunteers in general taking their freebies, and that just absolutely tears me up. That one does. Freebies, because we get into the game, for free for working for however many hours on a match day. It really boils my blood. Something rotten. No, I'm a volunteer, but I've got my season ticket. I pay for my season ticket and I volunteer, but yet I fall under that freebie bracket. There are people who volunteer who maybe may not be able to afford to attend every game, and this is their way of earning their ticket, you know, giving themselves that bit of financial freedom to go and buy a home shirt instead. You know, money that they would be spending on their ticket, they're still spending on their home shirt, they're still spending on other stuff with the club. You know, I mean, sometimes they'll be going in and buying drinks and things like that, which we're actually getting a share of now. I mean, people are still spending their money with the club. They'll still put their money into the club, but they're giving their time as well, which in a lot of ways is more valuable than money. And think back to the days when we had the 50-50 girls, and they used to get paid £20 a game. They used to get a free meal and a free ticket, and there was talk of them fiddling with the money and stuff like that and giving free tickets out to their friends, you know, free 50-50 tickets. Now, there's absolutely no doubt that it's being run completely cleanly now. There's no money being paid to anybody. All they're getting is a ticket. They're not even getting the meal. All we're getting for doing the halftime draw is a ticket to the game. I just find it ridiculous how people can criticise people for taking that. I mean, people who, like I said, may not be able to afford to go to a game, they're actually earning their way into the game. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And now we're moving on to the club shop. And fair play, right? Things aren't perfect, right? And maybe we need to start rethinking who we're going to be, signing out kit deals with in future, because the supplier is absolutely gash at the moment. All the kits that the academy have been waiting for, it's all down to the supplier. And it's the club that are facing the brunt of it. It's the club, it's the people in the shop that are probably sick to death of having to take complaint after complaint after complaint. People are saying that they're quite unpleasant and rude. I'm like, well, I don't see that. I've never encountered them being unpleasant and rude. But sometimes they may be a little bit blunt because they're sick of every time the phone rings, picking up, where's my son's kit? Where's my son's kit? It's like, well, they're not the people you need to be having a go at. Why don't you try emailing FBT and asking them where your son's kit is for once, instead of going to the club, who are only going to be able to give you the same answer. They've tried to chase it up, and they haven't been given a solid date. And when they are given a date, it's not arriving on that date. They're doing their bit, you know? And it's up with the rest of the stock. It's sold. They got their stock, and it just sold well, unexpectedly. And they're waiting. People are saying, oh, they should be reordering stock. They are ordering stock. And then, fair play, right? There was a comment about things like key rings and little bits and pieces like that. Just, no, you know, your stocking fillers and stuff like that, should we say, being as the reason why people are moaning is we're missing a trick being Christmas and everything like that. All right, so your stocking fillers. Right, a commercial manager would be the one who would make sure we're ordering stock for the shop. I think somebody said that they shouldn't be spending their time, you know, ordering key rings. They should be spending their time winning sponsorships for the club. Yep, fair comment, but it doesn't exactly take long to get a design together and send it off to a supplier and order some key rings. 30 minutes of your time. Anyone who's good at their job anyway, you know. So if we do get someone who's good at their job, hopefully they can resume the work that Watsy did when he was commercial manager. Obviously, he brought in a lot of commercial money. Hopefully, whoever comes will be able to safeguard that. We'll see. But for people to be firing pelters at the people who are running the shop, people giving up their free time, you're expecting them to give more of their free time. But these same people are the people who moaned that we're paying staff to run the shop. Oh, we shouldn't be paying a shop manager to run the shop. You know, we should be having volunteers. Right, okay then. The shop manager who was there moved on. We bring volunteers. Same people are moaning. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Who would be a volunteer for this football club, honestly? Who would want to go on the board of directors and actually try and run this football club? Who would want to come in to the football club with money? Because the one thing people are saying, we should be getting business people involved with money. Chris Blight, Howard Greenaff, there's two business people that used to be involved with the club that walked away, mainly because of all the criticism. Les Scadding was a lottery winner who was putting millions into the club. Do you not think that maybe all the criticism, he got pissed off and wanted to go? I mean, who in their right mind would want to get involved with this club when all you get is moan all the time? And all of that going on off the field, I don't care what anyone says, it has an effect on the people on the field and the people who are like the management and the coaching staff. It has an effect on these people, because if they see disarray amongst the supporters when they're trying their best for us, it's got to affect you. These people are human beings and not machines who go to play these football matches for us. And like the same with the volunteers, they're people who love the club, who are giving up their free time to run the shop, to run the half-time draw, to do bits and pieces for the club. So it's not fair that people are coming under such criticism and all they're doing is trying their best for the club. At the end of the day, yeah, if they need help, they need more volunteers. Who in their right mind would be a volunteer? Just to go, give your time up for the club, for the fans to just give them bullets all the time. It just boils my piss, something rotten it does, you know. Why can't people just try supporting these people? Realise these people are giving their time to the club. Alright, then instead of criticising them, how can I help? It's not hard. You know, if you haven't got time to give, then don't criticise the people who are giving their time. I mean, I haven't really got an awful lot of time to give, so I give my time on match days. You know, when the same people who criticise these people are too busy off getting pissed instead of helping these people on match days. It does me, absolutely does me. Now, going back to the football, Barnet. Yeah, I tell you what, right, it was one of the most lowest I've ever felt as a Newport County supporter, not because of the position we were in the league, but mainly because I know what this team are capable of. I know this team can win games and we can dominate teams, but we're not doing it. Well, we'll do it until we go 1-0 up and then we'll sit back and try and defend that lead. When really what we should be doing is pushing for a second to kill the game off. We have to kill these games off. Because if we don't, we're going to get caught out. Last 3 games, done us. Absolutely done over we've been. and we've only got 2 points out of 9. 9 points, which we were getting at some point in each of those games. And it's not the first time that we've let things slip, or we've been a bit too, how can I put it, defensive, and they've broken us down in the end. We're going to Swindon tomorrow, and that is going to possibly be the toughest game that we've had all season, because Swindon, they hit hot and cold. Now, if we catch them on a cold day, we may come away with a win. If we catch them when they're hot, we need to be at our absolute best to get anything. And say Swindon, hot and cold, they'll lose a game stupidly. I mean, they got battered 4-1 by Barnet, and Barnet are one of the worst teams I've seen this season at home. But then they've gone and they've won games. They've won games they possibly shouldn't have won. So Swindon, it is going to be a hot and cold situation. And Newport County, we're going to have a big support. And if they're going to bounce back, this is the game to do it. So let's wait and see. Anyway, I'm going to call time on that one, guys. Thanks all for watching. And for those of you going tomorrow, I'll see you all there. For those of you who aren't, I'll probably see you next week for the FA Cup tie against Cambridge, which I am a little bit worried about now. We need that third round, I think. Not so much that we need it desperately, but I think we need it because we need to start investing some money into the club, into the infrastructure around the pitch. But anyway, we'll soon see. But thanks again, and I'll see you when I see you. Thank you, and as always, up the county. Cheerio.